Alright, my name is Darika Chelsea. I'm in the Sports Administration and Leadership program here at Reinhardt. Um, I'm going to do my presentation on the Hanna Center, which is the main basketball arena for the Sanford Bulldogs, which is located at Sanford University, which is in Homewood. So Alright, so the purpose of this facility is to host sporting events, such as volleyball games, basketball games, just those two. Those are only two events. They also have outside tournaments there, like such as AAU for youth, and then they provide student athletes with a place to practice. So because there are two teams, such as girls and boys, there are two facilities. So sometimes the boys practice in this main gym, girls practice in the practice gym, or sometimes vice versa. It also provides students with a place to lounge. So they have areas where students can come and sit and do homework, kind of just chill, hang out, relax. All right, so population served. So this arena is for student athletes. Anybody can come, not just the basketball, the volleyball players. The football players can use this gym, baseball, soccer, anybody. Then we have visiting schools. They also use this facility as well. And then you have the Homewood residents. It's not always open to them, but there are certain days they actually do open up their facility for outsiders. But all right, and then visiting the facility, I actually I've been to the facility many times, but I actually went back because I was going to be in town to visit a friend anyways, and I was able to go back for pictures since the school is located in Homewood, Alabama, which is just outside Birmingham. So the day I visited the school was April 6th. I was given a tour by the student assistant for the men's basketball team, which is Stanley Henderson Jr. Super nice guy. Gave me a grand tour. I was able to get some great pictures, as you can see. The capacity of the gym is 4,974 people. Mr. Henderson informed me that he has not seen the gym live up to that potential, but he would love to see that. And it was actually built in 2006. They began building it in 2006. They were able to open it on October 18th, 2007. Okay. Strengths. Like I said, it's a super nice facility. I love everything about it, just about. The first strength I want to talk about is spacing. Doesn't seem like everything's on top of everything's on top of one another. Like each locker room has enough space and is far enough from the next locker room. Doesn't seem like it's too crowded. Like the women's team can go to their locker room without feeling like they're gonna have to see the men's team. It's just like the space is perfect. The lounging areas, enough space there if you want to be far away from everybody, or if you want to be sit with friends. It's just enough space. Design. So the placement, as I just said, like the placement of the locker rooms and the seating and the concessions and just how the layout of the entire arena or center is perfect. Like I think it's pretty ideal. The way where the weight room is right next to the training room, so you can finish up, go there. But the training room is also right next, like get directly linked to the gym. So it's real. Convenient? It's very convenient. And then another strength would be the cleanliness of it. I think that the staff does an amazing job. The gym looks nice, fantastic. The locker rooms are always clean, which I have to give a shout out to the players. I was able to see the women's locker room, which I have. That was my first time seeing. I've been in the men's locker room, um, but the women's I hadn't been in, but it was just as clean as the men's, so I had to give them kudos. And then I have to say the staff. The staff, they're really friendly, always willing to help, just great people. And then that's the aesthetics. As you can see here, this picture here to the right is just beautiful artwork. It features some athletes from Hall of Fame athletes. I think it's pretty cool. It has little LED lights, and then they had kind of a on the previous slide they had a display of all the jerseys. If I could go back to that one, I think that was pretty cool. I liked how it has set up right outside the gym. So now, if I had to talk about their weaknesses, the first one would be accessibility. So just from in terms of people who aren't able to walk, it's really difficult to get to the gym because from a certain area, from the parking lot, the actual parking lot that there is, that's not really that big, which I will get into later. But it's just difficult. You have to go upstairs to get to it, and then it just can be difficult for someone who's not able. The lighting, I know a lot of Division One arenas have like really super bright lights, but some of them they're good. It's good lighting. It's not too much. I feel like sometimes when I'm here at Sanford, like when I used to even go play there, the lights would be too bright. Like we literally would not cut on all the lights. We would have some on just because it's super bright. You have to get used to playing there. So I kind of see if it was something else they could do an alternative because those lights are super bright. And then the concessions, it when I went to games, the concession stands really didn't have much to offer, but that's because they didn't have much to work with back there. They had a sink and some plugs, so pretty much the only thing you could get was popcorn or candy. So, and then parking, like I was saying, is not a lot of parking, like especially during school or during when students are on campus. It is very difficult to find parking spots for the game. And then when you do find them, you'll end up walking for at least about 5 minutes just to get to the gym. So I think they should have a bigger parking lot, which is just for the gym, and have it be like right next to it instead of having to walk. So, uh, opportunities. So I think, like I was saying with the concessions, if they could do like a kitchen there, kind of put some stuff in there so they're able to maybe do like hot dogs or maybe even pizza or something like that, hamburgers. That'd be great. Like they don't have anything, so they can do that. Um, the I think the facility needs a pool. It is a great facility. The training room is beautiful. It has everything that you need, but I think that a pool would serve the student athletes pretty well. Um, the locker rooms. The locker rooms are kind of they're as you can see, one to the left, that's the men's locker room. It's really nice, but the actual locker room, which I wasn't able to get into, like with the lockers, I couldn't go in there. It's pretty small and it looks a little not like it could be remodeled just a little because, as I said, the facility was built in 2006, and since then there have been so many um, technological advances, and I think that the locker room is somewhat stuck in time. So I think they could do a few things to the men's locker room. I hadn't seen the women's or the women's volleyball. I think they could, if they look anything like that, I think they could do just a little bit more. And my tour guide, he even agreed with me on this when I said they should maybe have like an in-house restaurant. I know I've been at different schools, like maybe Troy McConnell in our conference, they actually have a Chick-fil-A in their facility. I think that would be great for these student athletes. I think it would be really convenient for them. And then the threats. So I would say the loss of event hosting, and I would say that just because the whole concession thing, like a lot of people don't want to. I wouldn't want to limit, or I wouldn't. If I'm hosting an event, I would want my guests to be able to, be making the best experience for them. I feel like this one of the things that doesn't make this the best experience would be that concession stand. I want to be able to provide my guests with what they need. That Sanford facility just doesn't do that. It can't do that. And then I would say the loss of recruits. Um, just because, like I said, the locker room, for example, it could definitely be better. I've seen facilities with better, just better, just I don't know how to say it. It's just more up to date, you know. It's 2022. Everything's super gentrified, and I feel like that locker room should be too. Then I went through the gym checklist, so I kind of have that here. I'm gonna kind of look at it. Kind of went over everything. The only concern I had was with the lighting. It was fine, but it's just a little too bright. Yeah, that's why I kind of included that here on my checklist. That glares. And personally, my favorite feature would be I didn't want to do my assignment without including my favorite feature. So I think it would be the um separate facilities. My heart doesn't have that. It has two weightlifting facilities, one for athletes and one for student athletes. And I think it's super cool. Like it should be able to have that separation there. So yeah, and that's my project.